snotty nose now, for God's sake. Well, I've come out this morning and I have no real clear plan of what I'm going to shoot. I'm in local woodlands, so it's probably going to include trees, but I have no sort of fixed image in my mind of what I want. I'm just going to sort of go with the flow and shoot whatever catches my interest. Now, I have limited myself somewhat by really focusing on black and white. I've got my medium format camera to slow me down. I'm just going to see what happens. Now, regardless of what I do end up shooting today, I think I want to make it clear that the emphasis of everything I do is the image. I talk about equipment and I like equipment, but ultimately it's all about the picture. If I get a good picture, that's what matters. I'm not really that bothered, to be honest, with minutiae of technical detail of one system versus another. It's all about the picture. I would happily take a beautiful scene with the iPhone rather than a lackluster scene with a 10x8 or a 100 megapixel digital camera. The picture is what matters. There's also a danger with doing what I do and what many people do, vlogging, in that people see you as a YouTuber. Not really a term I want to be known by, to be honest. I mean, I like doing the videos, but I'm quite selfish. I did them for myself initially to document my trips out, to capture something other than just the stills. But at heart, I'm a photographer, not a vlogger or a YouTuber. I like doing the vlogs. As I said, I limit them to probably one every couple of weeks because I don't want them to intrude on the photography and get in the way and dominate. In fact, I'd like to put the emphasis back onto photographs this year. Make more of the still image, the print. The image is the purpose of these trips. The vlogs are great fun, but they're always going to be secondary to me. One of the dangers of being out on a morning like this where the light's changing rapidly, there's a little bit of mist around, the sun is breaking through, is that you get carried away and start shooting because it all looks so dramatic, and you get the images back and you think, what was I thinking about? What was it that drew me to that scene? It just hasn't translated to the digital or the film sensor. And one of the reasons I shoot film is because it does slow me down. It stops me doing that. I'm taking my time and I'm not really seeing anything that's particularly got me at the moment. There's some beautiful light. I mean, some of the B-roll looks fantastic, I'm sure, but not enough to shoot. And I can come here quite often, so I don't need to rattle off a load of frames just in case I might get something. I'm going to take my time. Well, I've finally found something which has taken my interest. It's a location I've been to many times before, overlooking the Cheshire Plain. Now, the setup is quite straightforward. I have a typical wide angle lens on, which is about 28mm equivalent. I have a quite open scene, but it's framed by some leaves right way around the frame. It's important because if I have a gap at the top of the frame, then the eye is drawn out of it, and that's one thing I can't stand. I don't like the eye to wander out the frame. Now, I've also used a yellow filter because there is a blue sky in there and that's going to darken it down. And I've allowed sufficient exposure to bring up the foreground because there's quite a high dynamic range, but with my 400 speed black and white HP5 Plus, that's not going to be a problem. The range is fantastic. It's absolutely ideal for these conditions. Right, I found another image and it's back where I was initially scouting around at the start of the outing, and I have some strong backlighting now. The sun is really coming through the trees, which is helping me. It's making it far more graphic. Now the shot itself is far stronger than I would normally shoot at this time of morning. There's a lot of backlighting, as I said, and it really is black and white only. The trees, I am happy to go to silhouette, but I do need some detail in the foreground. I'll explain my metering for that in a second. Now this composition really does depend on getting the angles right. I have to get the compositional components correct or the eye will be drawn out the frame. This is my main subject. It's going in the middle of the frame. But if I allow the branches to pull off out the frame, then I will lose the effect. There'll be too much white light and my eye will be drawn out, something I absolutely hate. So I have to border it with other trees. Now these other trees allow me to compose the image in a square format, which is a pleasing, relaxing format. But the metering is also very important. I don't want detail so much in the tree trunk, although I could take a little bit, but I do need detail in this foreground. So taking my spot meter reading, and I'm reading around these roots here, and I'm basing my metering on giving me some shadow detail there. Not too much, just enough to show that it's not a dark black area, because I do want the eye to lead through into the trees, which are the main subject. So that's me done for the morning. A very simple morning shoot it was too, very enjoyable. But hopefully what I got across today is that the image is everything. The image is the whole point of coming out, of making these vlogs. If I don't get good images, I'm wasting my time. So I'm firmly putting my focus back onto the stills and hopefully have more of these short and productive trips. So I do hope you've enjoyed this outing as ever, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.